think a friend or family member is suicidal, there is a lot that you can do to help and save a life. However, for persons who are not in the grips of suicidal depression and despair, it's a bit difficult to understand what actually drives many individuals to take their own lives. A suicidal person may feel as if there is no help available and they're in so much pain that there aren't any other options. So here are a few warning signs to look out for. A person frequently talking about suicide, self-loathing or self-hatred, suddenly getting their affairs in order, saying goodbye to loved ones, withdrawing from others, and self-destructive behavior. Talking to a friend or family member about their suicidal thoughts and feelings can be extremely difficult for anyone. If you are unsure whether or not someone is suicidal, the best way to find out is to simply ask. Giving a suicidal person the opportunity to express their feelings can provide relief from loneliness, pent-up negative feelings, and perhaps prevent an attempted suicide. You can start the conversation with statements like, "I've been feeling concerned about you lately. I've noticed some differences in you and wondered how you're doing today." If they confide in you and they are suicidal, respond quickly by telling them you care and get them the help that is needed. Help is always available at the Crisis Center, the Department of Social Services, BASH, Sandlands Rehabilitation Center, and the National Hotline for 24-Hour Crisis. Find someone that you can trust to talk to about your feelings and get the support and help that is needed. I am Inspector Mikal Pinder, reassuring you that your mental health matters. You are not alone. Get the help that is needed today.
Everyone is looking for a deal. Everyone is looking to save. With this in mind, Hallway Marketing has teamed up with Deals Crazy TV to bring to Bahamians unparalleled products and unbelievable savings. Yes, it's Deals Crazy TV, where we take the hassle out of shopping for you.
Here is what people are saying. Answers. Take a look.
Person like me, I love deals, so wherever there's the best deal, you know, we all need to save a little bit here and there.
Good package, get everything in one package deal in one place. Come on, man, check it out.
I mean, if it helps to bring products into the hands of the Bahamian people at a quick, lower price, maybe even catch a good special, why not? You know?
Everybody want to know where the good deals are. You know, so-called recession now. In a recession, you just need the good prices, the good deals.
To stimulate the small businesses in the Bahamas and allow the public to find and search out for a good deal.
Them having to go on a search for themselves. We bring the search to them.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Immediate Response went to New York, Houston, and then to Atlanta to locate, celebrate, and feature outstanding Bahamians making waves throughout the USA. In February, Immediate Response flies across the pond to broadcast live from Grand Ole London. Join the ZNS radio and TV network as we interview Bahamian movers and shakers in and around Great Britain as Immediate Response continues spanning the globe, identifying standout Bahamians making their mark internationally. For more information on how you can be a part of the Immediate Response Global Series, call 502-3800 or email phoenixinstitute@gmail.com.
Sponsored by Fidelity Bank Bahamas Limited, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Ministry of Tourism, Checkers Cafe, the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, Bahamas Retina and Eye Care Services, Bahamas Harvest Church, the Bahamas Development Bank, Battery and Tire Specialists, AFD Management, Tiki Bikini Hut, the Financial Intelligence Unit, Javon Medical Center, Cafe Channing Noel, and by Art Development.
Suicide prevention starts with recognizing the warning signs and taking them seriously. If you think a friend or family member is suicidal, there is a lot that you can do to help and save a life. However, for persons who are not in the grips of suicidal depression and despair, it's a bit difficult to understand what actually drives many individuals to take their own lives. A suicidal person may feel as if there is no help available and they're in so much pain that there aren't any other options. So here are a few warning signs to look out for. A person frequently talking about suicide, self-loathing or self-hatred, suddenly getting their affairs in order, saying goodbye to loved ones, withdrawing from others, and self-destructive behavior. Talking to a friend or family member about their suicidal thoughts and feelings can be extremely difficult for anyone. If you are unsure whether or not someone is suicidal, the best way to find out is to simply ask. Giving a suicidal person the opportunity to express their feelings can provide relief from loneliness, pent-up negative feelings, and perhaps prevent an attempted suicide. You can start the conversation with statements like, "I've been feeling concerned about you lately. I've noticed some differences in you and wondered how you're doing today." If they confide in you and they are suicidal, respond quickly by telling them you care and get them the help that is needed. Help is always available at the Crisis Center, the Department of Social Services, BASH, Sandlands Rehabilitation Center, and the National Hotline for 24-Hour Crisis. Find someone that you can trust to talk to about your feelings and get the support and help that is needed. I am Inspector Mikal Pinder, reassuring you that your mental health matters. You are not alone. Get the help that is needed today.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
ZNS Northern Service presents Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas. Live from Resort World Bimini with your hosts, Shashina Roll Parkinson and Ricardo Lightbone.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome to our special show called Bimini, the Gateway to the Bahamas. I'm Shashina Roll Parkinson, and as always, joining me is none other than Ricardo Lightborn.
There you go. I'm the security issue here.
I see.
I done gone to check everything out.
All right. Well, today is Valentine's Day, Rick, and we have a special show planned for our audience from a young couple who has been together for about 14 years. They separated, was getting ready to go through a divorce, and guess what? They got back together. They are here today to tell us about that story and going through love, the challenges, but withstanding it all. That is going to be an amazing story. And of course, we have our Aja Quant, who is always on the ground speaking with Bimini residents. And today, because it is Valentine's Day, Aja's to find out what is love. Aja, tell me, what is love?
Yes, Shashina, you said it. Today is Valentine's Day, and so we took to the lobby here at Resorts World Bimini to find the answers to that question. You'll be interested to know what everyone has been saying. Many couples are here staying at the resort as well, so let's take a look.
Nothing gets between me in this.
Meet Lincoln and Angela Roll, the eldest couple on the island of Bimini, who've been married for 58 years.
We was together from that day to this.
And now they reflect on being married for almost 6 decades after persistently pursuing one another.
I grew up in a nice home, and I have respect. I say that same man, the first man that I date, that's the same man I am going to marry. No other man.
Power of the tongue is real.
Yes, it is real.
When I travel, and my youngest son is say, Daddy, you going to take mommy with you? I say, boy, I don't leave your mommy. They have a saying in Bimini, I don't know how it is over where you always be, you don't take son to the beach. But I say, I just take my son to the beach.
All right.
I don't want no other son. And he does the same thing.
58 years later, you don't see the chemistry anymore with married couples. How are you able to do it?
Well, I could tell you, if you have the love of God in your heart, and what you say you mean, well, let me tell you something. When he make me mad, honey, void. But anyhow, we still make up and go on. You're not supposed to, when you have a little argument, you're not supposed to say, well, I going. And like how he get his eyesight gone, that's my time for me to stay here with him, to take care of him.
And now you guys are growing older together.
Right.
How does that feel?
Oh, that feels very good to know how I went through a lot. And I have to remember that my mother told me that you have to stick together.
What is love to...
Oh, love is so sweet. Love is good if you know how to handle it.
Well, Christ got to be in your life, number one. God is love. And if you ain't got Christ in your life and say you love, you ain't love. And love is given. You must give.
Thank you so much, Aja. What an amazing story of love, 58 years together. But now we are joined by Tara and Claude Ellis, who have been together for some 14 years. We want to welcome you to our show today.
Thank you.
And of course, we thank you for telling your story, but we have to let you take us back. Firstly, tell me, how did you meet? That's a love stare right there. You looked at each other to see who will speak first.
Do that again. There you go. Through one of our friends, our high school friends from Bimini. When I was in Freeport, she introduced us to each other. Some 20-something years ago.
So would you consider it love at first sight, Tara?
No, it was not. It was, I was home on summer break. I just graduated from high school in England, so I came home and I was hanging out with my friend. I met him. We didn't know what was going to happen just yet, but he was persistent.
He was persistent.
And that's the rest of the story. Here we are.
Well, that's not the rest of the story just yet. But you met each other. Eventually, you fell in love. Talk about getting married and going through marriage.
It took us a while.
Claude, it took you a while.
Yeah, it took me a while. Man, our marriage story is so different than anyone else. I was living in Bimini and she was in Freeport, so I used to go back and forth. And one weekend I went to Freeport on Friday evening, and she nagged me so much, she made a husband. Monday morning we was married.
Is that how it goes? Because my husband, let me tell you, he has a different story in terms of how we met. So is that the story?
That's so the story.
Part of it, eh?
That's a part of it.
It was a little more than I just needed a husband. We had our second child, so I was like, listen, we need to create this family for these children. done. So that's kind of how it went down. Yeah.
So you have your beautiful children. You're going through marriage, and anyone who has ever been married know that marriage is beautiful, but it is not easy. It comes with a set of challenges. At one point, you decide to separate and go your separate ways. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was at a point where I was just done. I was like, I'm not happy, and I don't like how this is going, and this can't be what the rest of my life is going to be like. And so I left, and I started the paperwork and stuff to get a divorce. For some reason, it was like forces of nature was preventing that divorce. But
and
also,
two big forces of nature, because you had the pandemic,
yes,
and you also had the hurricane.
Yes.
So everything was working in your favor, Claude, and the Lord above was saying, this is not it. And he sent all of the signs to show that it was not it for your marriage.
Yes, so the courts got shut down, so there was like no decision being made on our case, even though we had already gone to court and sat with the judge. So it literally, forces of nature prevented that divorce from happening.
What happened during that time that made you say, maybe we should try this again?
Well, the Lord spoke and sent word. Because in the midst of it, I was hurting. And I brought my wife to Bimini. And I was like, Lord, I feel embarrassed that my wife left me in my own hometown where I was a laughing stock. And he spoke and he said, he have a work for us to do.
Wow.
And when he spoke that changed my whole life. So what I did is, I told him, I said, well, I don't love her no more. But if because it's your will, I'm going to go along with it.
And I must say, I think your audio may be a little low, so let me switch you over with Rick, and Rick and I will share a mic. But there are times in marriages when you get to that very heated point, and you think divorce is the way out. What do you say to couples who are maybe at that point, but deep down inside want to salvage the marriage?
Well, based on what God spoke to me, when you get into marriage, the biggest thing is marriage is a covenant. Mm-hmm. And he told me that a covenant, when you get in a covenant with God, you are getting rid of your will for his will. That's the first thing he told me. And then he told me that any issue when I have with her or she have with me is to his body. It's not our body. He's the one who has to be the one to do the vengeance. So we must just stand still, because marriage is bigger than church.
Yeah.
Marriage is the foundation of what God wants to do in the earth realm. So I just go on with that.
What I find interesting about what you've said, you said, you went through the separation, you were embarrassed at some point, but you didn't let your pride get in the way of getting your wife back. And, a lot of times it is pride, even when we're upset with our significant other, that we can go a day or two without talking. And then 2 days can lead to a week, and then it can lead to a month. But you didn't let your pride get in the way of your love. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, because, in marriage we try point fingers. So what the Lord did is he showed me me. And when he showed me he get me right. So it was easy accepting her back, because I see my fault. I see what I did. And I had to be accountable for what I did to her. So that was the biggest thing.
And I see a smile on your face, just a beautiful smile as you hear your husband admit his shortcomings and his downfall. What was it for you that made you decide to say, you know what, I'm taking my husband back, we're going to work on our marriage?
Well, to be honest, it only could have been God and his love for me. So it came through my relationship with God. And because it was like 1 minute, I hated him, and it's like I just felt love for him again. And so that opened the door for him to, to pretty much court me and date me again to get us back together. So it took forgiveness, but definitely God's love was the thing that made me and renewed my love for him. and it strengthened us. And so now we're like, it's not what we want, it's what God's will is for us.
And let's talk about courting during marriage, because, you know, and dating during marriage, because, you know, after a while when we've been married, you know, we get into a routine. All of us are guilty of getting into routine. So we stop dating our partner, the very thing that attracted us to these people. Talk about the significance of still dating your married, your significant other.
Okay, it's very important. Like, from time to time, what we would do is go home and have a little lunch date, maybe at home. Also, sometimes we'll go out and have a lunch date, like in the middle of the week. I'll just take my lunch hour, he takes his lunch hour, and we do that. So it helps to help us to stop from the busyness and just focus on each other for even an hour in the day. Because sometimes our days do get so busy and we do get distracted and we may neglect to spend time with each other. So I think it is very important for us to like make that time. It doesn't have to be an hour. It could be, hey, 10 minutes. Let's do a little chat, or just to keep each other in thoughts and just be considerate of how each other is feeling. How's your day? A simple call, a text. How's it going? You know, did you have lunch? What do you want? You know, just stuff like that. So it does help. It really does help, and it's like a reality check.
For me, it's basically, how you doing? You okay? How your day went?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also being able to say, I'm sorry.
Correct.
Being able to say, I'm sorry.
That's the important part.
That's very, very important.
Yes, like 1 Corinthians 13 says, love doesn't keep records of wrongs, and it's patient and kind, and it's all those things that we have to be in our marriage, considerate of how each other feels. Yeah. And if we are like that, then we would be a little less harsh with words and, you know, more open and more aware of how we speak to each other and how we treat each other. So.
And another big thing for me within my marriage is, and it's big for my husband, you do not go to bed upset. And listen, sometimes when I'm mad, I want to go to bed upset. Like, I want you to know I'm not your friend tonight. But you know, he's very big on it. You know, we're not going to go to bed upset. We're going to talk through it. How important is that as a couple who's been married for 14 years?
I mean, it all depends, because I may need more time.
Right.
You know, you have to just be understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everything can be solved
within a night. Right?
Yeah.
Talk to my husband, man.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
him.
true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. The important thing is sometimes if I'm angry and let's say we got to bed angry, sometimes throughout the day, just dealing with different stuff throughout the day, I even forgot that I was angry at him. So I'm like, hey, babe, what's up? And he probably thinking like, but you mad at me? Yeah. Right. So it's just like, it's just so easy to you know, like, think about other things. So many other things going on in this world than some of the things that we get upset about. Like, if I'm going to be upset that he didn't put his toothbrush up or something, there's like somebody out there, their child is gone. Someone died in an accident. There's so much more bigger things for us to be, you know, upset or concerned about than just, like, I see it as little frivolous things that irritate us about our spouses.
So I just have to read a few comments here on our Facebook Live. We have Tabby Saunders who says, I have to pray about that because I just turned my back. Tabby, I completely understand what you're saying. And then my husband is also on the live threatening me and saying, Sheena, don't you be up there talking our business. And then Nanette Conyer says, this year, if the good Lord spares her life, September 21st, 2024 will be 50 years for her and her husband.
Oh, awesome.
And keep God in your marriage.
Yes.
And keep other people out. What do you say to that?
I agree. A lot of times, you know, you feel like you want to vent, but I've learned that you don't have to vent everything, especially to certain people, because when you have gotten over it and have forgiven, they're not so willing to, and it just creates an awkward situation. They can egg things on from the outside, you know, start stirring stuff up. So, it's best to keep them out and just deal with it. Just find your prayer closet, talk to God, and deal with it.
And I know you mentioned that you have 2 beautiful children.
Yes.
What was their reaction to you getting back together? I can only imagine.
They didn't want that.
They're like, ew. What are you doing?
But I'm sure they are extremely happy.
They are.
Final words for us, and for any couple who are out there on this Valentine's Day, what do you say to them, especially those who may be at a point where you were at a few years ago? What do you say to them to encourage them?
Well, like I said earlier, because marriage is a covenant, once you get married, saved or unsaved, because we were not saved when we got married, God wants that. So the fire from the enemy is coming to that. So if you ain't ready to work for God, that's my first thing, you shouldn't even get married. That's why so much marriage have problems. It is actually a covenant, and God's word don't change. So once you get married, fire come in, and if you don't want God, there's nothing else to sustain you.
There you have it. Thank you so much for being with us and being open enough to share your story. And we hope that someone watching is able to learn and take what you've said, and it helps them some way throughout their marriage. Thank you again. Stay with us. When we come back again, we have a full show planned. But first, our Adric speaks with some Bimini residents who are going to tell you what they think is love.
Okay. Giving what you can when you can, and not holding it against anybody, and just taking what you can get from others and holding it in a way that is sacred to most people.
Love is beautiful when it's genuine and true. It's a great feeling.
As I think about what is love, love is giving. You know, for God so loved the world that he gave. Love is giving. When you can value whatever it is that you're dealing with, and it could surpass selfishness. Sharing.
Love. I am with my wife from all my life. 26 years after the wedding and 15 before.
Wow.
So long time.
That's a very long time. What do you love about her?
For everything.
Caring, just being with each other, honoring every moment, cherishing every moment. Those are the main things. Health, too.
I think love is a sense of comfort and security and peace. That's what I think.
What about you? What do you think about it?
I just think it's that connection, you know? Like, when you're with that person, you know what that word is. It's not really something you could describe. It's just a feeling you got, you know?
You're watching Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas.
Oh, till I go down to Bimini, never caring till I go down to Bimini.
There's a big, bold, beautiful world waiting to be explored by you and your friends, of course. But not just any friends, the best of friends. The kind of friends who let you do you. Because in this world, it's positive vibes only. And when you get in the zone here, you stay a while. These aren't just good times, they're the best of times. And your time is now. So come explore. Resorts World.
I compare it to valet parking. Throw us the keys and tell us to drive it into the port.
Just being able to operate, not in the operator's chair, was a big difference for us.
We work very closely with the harbor. It starts there and it ends here. It is a male-dominated industry, and doors have opened up for me and most of the women here because of the opportunity.
These are one of the machines that we maintain, make sure that it's safe for our people. This is what we do, this is our bread and butter.
Our team meets every challenge head on. I've just loved seeing being a part of the growth and the development of our team, 18 people.
Join us for the rebroadcast of the 2024 Anthony Huck Williams Jr. Junkanoo Parade, Saturday, February 17th at 1 p.m.
There's a big, bold, beautiful beautiful world waiting to be explored by you and your friends, of course. But not just any friends, the best of friends. The kind of friends who let you do you. Because in this world, it's positive vibes only. And when you get in the zone here, you stay a while. These aren't just good times, they're the best of times. And your time is now. So come explore. Resorts World.
You're watching Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas.
Welcome back to Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas, as we continue our special day and features on Love and Valentine's.
Yes.
Ricardo,
Yes,
you've been married for a while. Tell me what the
30
secret
years.
is.
30
the
years,
secret?
and Judith is sitting there watching. I'm not, hey, I like Steven. I ain't saying nothing and calls me when I get home.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
get in trouble.
That's part of the secret, though. Knowing
Yes,
what to say and what not to say.
I agree.
That is certainly the part of
Agreed.
marriage that we all should know and understand and abide by.
There you
right?
go. That's it. That's why, listen, 30 years, baby, I love you. Mwah.
Well, moving on, we have a special guest with us today. Her name is Lisa Bruno, and she has been a part of the Bimini community for the past 15 years, residing on the island for a year and a half. And today we speak with her about her love for Bimini and this community and some of the things that she's doing through a special foundation. Lisa, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, talk about the importance of this Bimini Community Foundation, or why you thought it was significant to establish this on this island.
Well, after living here when I first started living here for 6 months, I was remodeling a house, and I got to know quite a few people that lived in Bimini to do the labor. And I became aware of some things within the education system that were lacking, lack of air conditioners, things like that. And I said, well, how can I help? And so then we went to the schools and actually did a, kind of did a survey between the teachers. They gave us their wish list. We provided as much of it that was needed for educational tools between the kids. And it wasn't just me. There were also 3 other women here that are homeowners, and my niece that loves to do fundraising as well in the States. So we just thought, you know what, we can expand this from just the schools. And like we put artificial turf in the front of the school. Well, a lot of people don't think that's a difference, but if you see the kids from last year to this year, it's amazing. And they're out there tumbling. Well, they couldn't do that before. Wow. And a library that they never had before, and it just took 2 crazy women to go into a school and say, can I clean out your closet? And then we moved on to the police station. They needed a training center, and we're looking for volunteer firemen. So the perfect way to train them is in a professional training facility. And so we were able to complete that in October, and then moved on. The historical and antiquities reached out to us, as well as tourism, and said, would you guys be interested in helping us with the museum? And I love visiting every country, anywhere I can go. But Bimini being so close to home, in Florida, we're 2 hours by boat. And it was just, we've always called it home. Or a home away from home. But now that I'm here, the people really have embraced us. And, we're looking to do more projects. The medical clinic, we're getting supplies for them right now that are much needed. And, everybody's really been very, very helpful on the island.
And we see where even today you had an opportunity to visit the Bimini Museum. Talk about what the work that you're putting into restoring that.
Well, the roof needed to be replaced. So we replaced that. The flooring needed to be secured. I actually just got back from picking up 2 air conditioners at the dock that will be installed in hurricane windows. And then from there, that's whenever the people from the antiquities, they come in and we'll put the pictures up in the stands and that sort of thing. So we're hoping to have it ready in March.
And this is a very historical island, so the artifacts that you're now restoring is going to also give not just visitors but the residents a little bit of their history that they haven't been able to see and touch for a while. I thank you for that.
Yes, and I mean, there's several people here that are historians. Ansel Sanders, he has the Dolphin Museum, and anytime I see a tourist walking on the street, I'm like, make sure you go to that Dolphin Museum. Now I can say, make sure you get to the Bimini Museum. And in 2 years, there's a jail underneath, the original jail. We're hoping to have that fixed up. And back in the day, I heard they had a fundraiser where they would lock you up for the night as a fundraiser. I don't think I would want to be at that winning that auction.
I'll come for coverage to
But
cover it. But
there's a couple of people that grew up here. Yeah, we're looking to draw more tourists to the downtown area, and hoping that we can get the commissioner's house taken down this year, and we can start to make that more of a lively, place.
And you mentioned earlier, sarcastically, that, this has been the dream of two crazy women. I say two passionate women, but it cannot be done just by you. How important is it for Biminites to also get involved, to volunteer their services and their time and even their resources to help you accomplish what you are doing for this island?
Well, it's wonderful. We've had more parents from the schools as far as, helping us out within the school times, but most of them have got 2 or 3 jobs. And we do value their time. So we have, kept the local economy going, as they say.
And what we're looking at now, was that the park that we saw?
So that was right across from the straw market. That's right in front of the museum. And who you see there is Miss Ellie. She actually was born here. And she looked after the library. That's the old commissioner's house that you're looking at now. And that's what is on the docket for demolition, and then they're going to do some replanning. This gentleman here actually told us that he was in a hurricane in jail. In jail. And he wanted to take a look at the inside, just for old time's sake.
Something wrong with him.
So there's the museum. You can see the roof that we've replaced.
What made you fall in love with this island?
The people. I think the people have a lot to do with it. And you get the beaches. There's not a lot of, if you don't want to go out and be around a lot of people, you can just go to the beach and be with the dolphins, as a lot of people say here.
Well, Lisa, we salute you for all that you are doing on the island of Bimini. And I know our Amico Knowles met with you earlier today, and he wants to continue doing some stuff with you so that we are able to showcase not just Biminites what you're doing, but by extension, the entire Bahamas. So we want to say thank you again.
Thank you.
This will not be the last time you hear from us. We'll be in touch.
And just look at our website, ilovebimini.org.
And if persons want to assist financially or anything, they're able to go on there.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
ilovebimini.org. There you go.
Stay with us. We are coming back with Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas. We're coming to you live from Resorts World Bimini, and we leave you with the melodious sound of Biminite Dano Rule. Stay with us.
You fix your makeup just so, girl, you don't know you're beautiful. Try on every dress that you own. Girl, you were fine in my eyes a long time ago. If your mirror won't make it any clearer, I'll be the one to let you know. Out of all of the girls, you're my one and only girl. Ain't nobody in the world tonight. All of the stars, you made them shine like they were us. Ain't nobody in the world but you.
There's a big, bold, beautiful world waiting to be explored by you and your friends, of course. But not just any friends, the best of friends. The kind of friends who let you do you. Because in this world, it's positive vibes only. And when you get in the zone here, you stay a while. These aren't just good times, they're the best of times. And your time is now. So come explore. Resorts World.
I compare it to valet parking. Throw us the keys and tell us to drive it into the port.
Just being able to operate, not in the operator's chair, was a big difference for us.
work very closely with the harbor. It starts there and it ends here. It is a male-dominated industry, and doors have opened up for me and most of the women here because of the opportunity.
These are one of the machines that we maintain and make sure that it's safe for our people. This is what we do. This is our bread and butter.
Our team meets every challenge head on. I've just loved seeing being a part of the growth and the development of our team, the team people.
The reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Join us for the rebroadcast of the 2024 Anthony Huck Williams Jr. Junkanoo Parade, Saturday, February 17th at 1 p.m. Watching Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas.
Welcome back to Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas. We are coming to you live from Resorts World Bimini. Again, today is Valentine's Day, and the show is just getting heated up. Joining us now is none other than William Martinborough. And looking at how William is looking at me, who is, of course, like a brother to us. He's the food and beverage manager. And, of course, William, I say this place is like the hospitality capital of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. Well, absolutely. That is one of the key features that we try to employ on all of our team members here. We're not just about service. We're about the entire guest experience. It's all about hospitality. From the minute they enter the door to the time they say farewell, we try to create an impression of warmth, of hospitality, so that we care for them, we appreciate them, we nourish them with our food and beverage, and we thank them, most importantly. And I think it's been a winning formula for us so far, and we've seen a lot of happy returns, and we're appreciative of it.
Talk about your role as food and beverage manager.
That's a long one, but it's basically ensuring that all of the operations are fully staffed, they're trained properly, they're cultured properly, they understand clearly what is expected of them on a daily basis. And it's pretty much around the same standards that I would recited earlier. It's keeping the guests and their needs paramount. Anticipate the next step in service, what it is, and execute. Once that is done, it shows in your spirit, it shows in your stride, the guest gets a feel for it, they tend to recognize it instantly, and they reward you accordingly. And the rewards here are pretty good, for particularly food and beverage employees.
Two things are certain here at Resorts World Bimini. You're going to get good food.
Absolutely.
And you have some special cocktails that you will find at no other resort or no place else in the world. Talk about how you design your menu, first of all, and then the drinks, because we have a special piece with our Azure Quant, and she's coming up live in just a few minutes with the Valentine's cocktail. Talk about what you do to ensure that you're creative with your dishes and drinks.
Well, you hit it right on the head. One of the things we encourage is creative energy. If people are happy, if people are confident in what they're doing, then naturally the creative juices kick in right therein. One of the things that we try to emphasize, the trend in which we go with our food. We have an executive chef. We have today Mr. Tomas Wilmot, sous chef, that is putting on this Valentine special for tonight. He is the sous chef responsible for the Thais experience, I would say. He's fantastic. He goes, he takes his time out, he creates his menu, he studies it. Of course, you have to have a test tablet, so I'm the test tablet, they call it around here, whether it's Thai, sushi.
That's a good job, William, by the way. And they didn't have to pay me. They didn't have to pay me for me to do that.
I've had about 5 different diet plans already for the year. But it's good. I am one of the things we do is we try to provide good, strong, and constructive criticism. Maybe it tastes a little too much sweet, or maybe just a little bit too much lime, so that, like any scientist, he go back to the workshop and try it again. Not a trick for me to eat twice, but it's all about perfection, allowing our guests to come in and just say, wow, that is the most incredible meal I've ever had. That is probably one of the best that I've ever tasted. Those are the kind of rewards that we look for. That's the kind that we expect. Hitting it for every time, that is what makes us stand out and make our team stand out for it.
I saw this morning, Valeria came in today, and we saw the front desk and saw what was happening, and you guys were teasing the guest that's coming in. Oh, you must go and try this, you must go and try that, you must go and do this, you must go and do that. And I'm looking at these people like, yeah, we got to go here. We got to make sure we have this. So you give them a little pre-introduction to what is going to be an incredible stay. And I think I saw that today, and with the service that they are receiving, and we've seen some of the folks here already who have just got here, but are now entrapped in this whole feeling of being special here at Resorts World.
Absolutely. Well, one of the greatest questions, or what we call frequently asked questions from time to time, all guests, including ourselves when we travel, is what to do. Even though many people would study through internet websites and all of that, they have a general idea of exactly what they want to do today, tomorrow, and the following day, and all of that. But there's nothing more than an in-person recommendation. In some instances, we have, particularly our food and beverage personnel, they take advantage of the fact that if I'm working in Hemingway's, I would prefer you to come and see me first. That's glory for me. That's service for me. That's hospitality for me. And I'm using those words to highlight the fact that those are the words that provide the rewards for all of us. That we must first execute on our service and our hospitality techniques that we employ on all of our team members.
How do you, with your cuisine and your choices, how do you integrate Bahamian culture into some of your dishes? Now, we've had the plantain sushi, we've had the sweet and sour snapper, we've tried a number of things that we will consider Bahamian, but you put your Resorts World twist on it. Talk a little bit about that.
That falls almost directly under our culinary department, but having food and beverage and some oversight with it, that is encouraged. And it is because I can get a rack of lamb anywhere in the world. It comes with the mint jelly and the sauce. But what if we put a curry rack of lamb, which we have? We have now introduced into our appetizer the pork grill.
Really?
Yes. That is something we launched about last week when we launched the new menu for Thais. We also add in the grouper escovitch that we're famous for, at least in Freeport, Nassau, and elsewhere. So those little efforts we try to integrate, not all at once, but we pick certain items that we know have a stigma to our locals as well, and we just push it out there. We have a restaurant out at the pier, the food truck. And if you want a good chicken in the bag, you go right out there. That's what's on the menu, chicken in the bag. We're now working with something called fish in a foil. But you and I, we all know it as grilled fish.
There you go.
But we put a little twist, a little light, creative language on it to kind of appeal to the difference between what we would know and what the others would interpret. We say grilled fish, the ordinary visitor here may think you just take a snapper or you take a grouper and you throw it on top of the grill and no, that's not what it is. It's a fish, it's in a foil, it's prepared, placed there with all of the herbs and all of the stuff that we have for a grilled fish, and we provide it to them.
William, I could tell you my mouth is watering already.
You should have been outside this morning. You should have been out there this morning when his supplies came in. Oh, see, I told you I was policing the property.
I know, you've been all around.
But I saw the food delivery that was coming to go into the kitchen in the back. I was checking every onion.
Oh, my goodness. But we want to invite our audience to stay tuned because you are going to give us a behind-the-scenes look at what you are offering tonight for your Valentine's special. But first, we want to go to our Azure Quant, who, I can't remember the name. There's a special drink that you're offering tonight for Valentine's. What is it called?
It is a lychee and watermelon martini.
Well, Aja, take us away and tell us what this is all about, and see if you could find out exactly how they make it, so we can try it when we get it back. When we get back at home.
Well, Shashina and Rick, we are coming to you live here in the Lobby Bar of Resorts World Bimini, and with me is none other than Kayvon Boleg, who is the bartender here at the Lobby Bar, and today he's going to be teaching us how to make pink
lychee fresco.
Pink lychee fresco. Like you said, it's Spanish, French. What was the fresco? Spanish. Okay, so we're learning a little bit of Spanish too while we're here, guys. But so tell me, what all have you already prepped?
So we have the lychee, the lychee juice, fresh lychee juice, watermelon, and we can use a little bit of watermelon liqueur, Tito's juice, simple syrup.
Now, Kayvon, lychee, I love lychee drinks. So I'm putting you to the test today, okay? All right, so let's get it. What are we working with first?
All right, so first we can get an ounce of Tito's, Tito's water, 2 ounces of Tito's water, sorry.
Now, I heard Tito's is better than Stoli. Is that true? Okay.
Ounce watermelon liqueur.
Liqueur. You know, the Bahamians, we say rum. Everything is rum.
And then half ounce simple syrup.
Simple syrup is just half a sugar, half a water, just to sweeten it up. You know, it's Valentine's Day, so we got to sweeten things up.
There you go. And you get your fresh lychee juice. You can do 2 ounces of that.
Now, where can people find the lychee fruit? I know that in the stores in Grand Bahama we can, but what about Bimini?
You should be able to find it. Well, in Bimini, you have to import it.
Okay.
You should be able to find it in Nassau and Freeport.
Okay.
Any sauce ornament, so.
In the can?
Yeah.
In the can. Okay.
2 ounces of that. And we can get one lychee, muddle it up. Actually, lychee taste.
You got the raw fruits.
Watermelon.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have that's a martini glass, right? I can start working out with you, man. I know all my stuff.
Like you're trying to take my job.
No. That's all yours. You don't want mine. So why are we doing that?
Just to get the actual flavor, like the fresh lychee and fresh watermelon.
Okay. Get some ice. Make sure it's nice and cool.
Shake it or you?
Yeah, I want to shake it. I want to shake it. Let me shake it. So you got to hit.
Just make sure it's down good. Hold it
down
good.
Hold it. Oh, okay. Okay, I come up for your job now. Okay, I think I did a good job. Oh, you got to shake it up some more. I didn't do a good job. Look at that nice light pink color. I can't wait to taste it to see what it tastes like. And again, it is Valentine's Day, so this is probably the Valentine's Day drink.
Yeah, this can be the Valentine's Day special.
Got to top it off with the fruit. And there it is. pink lychee fresca. Now, you know I got to do the taste test. I have to do the taste test.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'll try not to. So there you go. Oh, I'm done with. I'm already wasting it. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Into body.
Oh man, I give you a 20 out of 10. 20 out of 10, guys. So now you know where to come for your happy hour or evening on Valentine's Day. Shashina and Rick, y'all, beat me here. Don't meet me here. Back to you guys.
Aja, that kid is something else, Rick. She enjoyed that way too much, Rick.
You got trouble trying to get her home.
Oh, my goodness. Hold on, William. How strong is that drink?
I can't tell.
You can't?
Listen, we'll have to ask Aisha that off screen to see how it was. But it is a very delightful drink. You know, you have the lychee flavors, you have the watermelon flavors. There's a little sweetness, a little lime to it as well. It's very refreshing. And if you're not careful, you know, one could turn into 6 pretty fast.
Yeah, but we had to take the golf cart key from her. All right? And I said to her before, remember now, you got to take it easy. And I let everybody know, Max, it ain't me, baby.
Oh, my goodness.
Grandbaby.
Well, from what I saw today, there was no damage.
No damage. No damage. And, of
yes.
course, she's doing this for the love of the job.
Absolutely.
It's not because she wants to, but for the love of the job. We'll give her that.
She was all bright eye and bushy tail. First person I met in the lobby when I came in this morning. So
thank you, William, so much, and for your service and for your hospitality. We appreciate you so much. Of course, for those who do not know, this is Natalie Martinborough's brother. And Natalie, of course, is our sister who passed just in October. And we, of course, have to say September. We have to say publicly again to you and your family, thank you for loaning her to us. And both of you are perfectionists, and you both are upheld to a certain standard. She trained us, and you're training these guys here, and I'm sure your legacy will outlive you.
Well, I thank you very much. I think I speak on behalf of my family to thank all of you at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, from Mr. Picewell Forbes to yourself, Allison. I'm going to leave Ricky for the last. That's family. But, you know, all of them, from Aja to everyone, the support, the guidance, the words of encouragement, the second to none. It makes handling it all pretty easy. It got us as a family to appreciate why she drove the process so hard, what it was all about. We would see her leave in the morning and then she'd come back late at night. But it's all in the strive to do well. And that by the time you leave this place or this earth, you would have left your mark and your legacy intact. And that should be the strive of all of us. We were brought up by wonderful parents. I salute my mother, who's probably watching right now, who always say, if you're going to do it right.
Right.
That's what the doll baby says.
Because you didn't have a half a foot, so you don't have the half step.
And we see that in both. We saw that in Natalie, and we see it in you. When we come down downstairs, you're the first person we're greeted with. And by the time as we get up to our room, you're still down here. It's nonstop for you, but this is your passion. In Resorts World Bimini, you're lucky to have him. Stay with us. We will be back. He has orchestrated a full live demo for us, for us to taste the food that they're going to have tonight. And so Aja rated the drink a 20 out of 10. Let's see what we give the food. Stay with us. I see my line sisters watching as well. Tashanta Brooks over there in the UK, and Lakeisha Moxie in Florida. Stay with us. Let me show y'all what we do in Resorts World Bimini. We'll be back.
You're watching Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas.
Oh, till I go down to Bimini, never caring until I go down to Bimini.
There's a big, bold, beautiful world waiting to be explored by you and your friends, of course. But not just any friends, the best of friends. The kind of friends who let you do you. Because in this world, it's positive vibes only. And when you get in the zone here, you stay a while. These aren't just good times, they're the best of times. And your time is now. So come explore. Resorts World.
I compare it to valet parking.
throw us the keys and tell us to drive it into the port. Just being able to operate, not in the operator's chair, was a big difference for us.
We work very closely with the harbor. It starts there and it ends here. It is a male-dominated industry, and doors have opened up for me and most of the women here because of the opportunity.
These are one of the machines that we maintain, make sure that it's safe for our people. This is what we do. This is our bread and butter.
Our team meets every challenge head on. I've just loved seeing being a part of the growth and the development of our team and Team
Join us for the rebroadcast of the 2024 Anthony Huck Williams Jr. Junkanoo Parade, Saturday, February 17th at 1 p.m.
There's a big, bold, beautiful world waiting to be explored by you and your friends, of course. But not just any friends, the best of friends. The kind of friends who let you do you. Because in this world, it's positive vibes only. And when you get in the zone here, you stay a while. These aren't just good times, they're the best of times. And your time is now. So come explore. Resorts World.
Watching Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas.
Come to Bimini, oh please come to Bimini.
There's a big, bold, beautiful world waiting to be explored by you and your friends, of course. But not just any friends, the best of friends. The kind of friends who let you do you. Because in this world, it's positive vibes only. And when you get in the zone here, you stay a while. These aren't just good times, they're the best of times. And your time is now. So come explore. Resorts World.
I compare it to valet parking. Throw us the keys and tell us to drive it into the port. Just being able to operate, not in the operator's chair, was a big difference for us.
We work very closely with the harbor. It starts there and it ends here. It is a male-dominated industry, and doors have opened up for me and most of the women here because of the opportunity.
These are one of the machines that we maintain, make sure that it's safe for our people. This is what we do. This is our bread and butter.
Our team meets every challenge head on. I've just loved seeing being a part of the growth and the development of our team and Team
The reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investment. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
You're watching Bimini, the gateway to the Bahamas.
Welcome back. We're coming to you live from Resorts World Bimini, and this perhaps is Ricardo's favorite part of the entire show today. We are joined by the sous chef here, and he's going to take us through the full course of exactly what they are offering this Valentine's Day. Tamaj Wilmot, tell us, what is on the menu?
Well, Shashina, to start off, I'm going to have you a fire-roasted red pepper and tomato bisque. We have some heavy cream, garlic, onions, everything roasted down and pureed fine. And to garnish it, we have some roasted cherry tomatoes, some piquillo peppers, and a nice herb crostini.
Okay, and is this something that you created?
Well, me and my chef, Curtis, we came up together, and I executed it.
Okay, so let's dig in, Rick. You love it, Rick?
Oh, yeah.
So, person's coming to Resorts World Bimini today. This is the first thing that they will be able to try.
Yes, it will be one of the options they'll get to start off with.
Okay, you got to start off with this. So, William told me I'm only allowed one taste, Rick, and then they're going to move the plate away. Okay? No. What do we have next?
Then next, I have a roasted beet salad with some baby spinach, some nice fresh arugula, with a strawberry champagne vinaigrette, and a goat cheese foam.
How long have you been a chef?
I've been a chef probably going on 16, 18 years now.
Oh, wow. How long have you been with Resorts World Bimini?
I've been at Resorts World Bimini going on 2.5 years. I'm originally from Freeport.
Okay.
So, but being over in Bimini, it's been a nice experience. It's a lovely small island with a lot of potential.
Now, I noticed with the food here at Resorts World Bimini, you try to infuse Bahamian dishes as much as you can. Like, there's a design and a creativity to everything that you do. A lot of the things you try to put in some Bahamian dishes. Why is that so important for you?
Yes, because I mean, with me personally working in different hotels around the country, me as a chef, I've been working in hotels where you can't find a lot of Bahamian food on property. So I try to put as much of a Bahamian or Caribbean influence in my food. And recently we just changed the menu with a few items with a more Bahamian or Caribbean influence on them.
What is on it?
Well, I heard William had mentioned to you earlier, I added a pork belly grill.
Now, when can we try that?
Well, if you come to dinner tonight, I can make sure you have some.
I'll be there. That's all you had to say, Tamaj. What else you got?
So with the pork belly grill, I also added a coconut grouper escabeche. So with that, you get a little touch of Jamaica.
Okay.
And with some Latin Caribbean flair, I also added on a nice ceviche, agua chili style ceviche.
So clearly this is your passion. At what age were you when you realized that this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life?
I'd say it was at a very young age. I would say probably like around 10 years old. My father, he inspired me. Many people from Grand Bahama would probably know him. Arlington Wilmot, God rest his soul. He was the maitre d' for the rib room at the Princess while the Princess was open. But he was my inspiration to get into cooking and the culinary arts.
So describe for me again exactly what we're about to eat in this salad.
So what you have is some nice fresh arugula, some baby spinach, roasted red and yellow beets with some glazed walnuts, some cherry tomatoes, and the light pink sauce you see over it, that's the strawberry and champagne vinaigrette.
Oh, that's good. It's really good. Are the dressings made from scratch?
Yes, everything is made from scratch.
Absolutely amazing. Rick, how are you doing? Rick, how are you doing over there? Breathe, Rick, breathe. You got to come up for air, I realize. How is it? How are you enjoying it?
Great.
It is really good. What was the inspiration behind this Valentine's dinner?
My inspiration was just to be somewhat simple but fresh and bring all the aspects that is associated with Valentine. Strawberries, red, white. You know.
What is this?
That is the goat cheese foam.
Absolutely amazing. So what do we have next?
So next we have the entrees. What I have prepared for you is a surf and turf of roasted rack of lamb.
My favorite.
And spiny lobster, our local spiny lobster.
Okay.
And some Chilean sea bass with a nice asparagus and goat cheese risotto with some golden beets in it.
And everything here is made just fresh.
Yes.
Fresh fish, the fresh seafood. Talk about how that helps to increase what it is that you're doing.
Well, working with fresh ingredients is always a plus because it allows you to transform it or play around with it more than just getting some things out of the box. Out of the box, yeah, it's easy, it's quick, it's fast, but at the end of the day, you can, as a chef, you can put your stamp on it, really.
What makes your experience here at Resorts World different from any other place that you've worked?
Well, working here, I've been given the opportunity to have a lot more freedom with my menus and my food. Working other places, there's a little stickler, always following recipes and the standards and stuff like that, but at least here I've been given the opportunity to set my own standards and make my own recipes.
What has been the reception from the guests in terms of this menu? Because the menu that I see here, you see nowhere else.
Well, so far the recent menu launch, we've been getting some great feedback, and a lot of the guests, even though they're here for a short period of time, mostly a 2 or 3 day or just over the weekend, it's given them a reason to come back.
And that's important, right, Rick? I know. I know Rick was about to say that he's certainly coming back. What time do you kick off tonight for your Valentine's dinner? At 6 o'clock. So anyone who is watching, of course, you can come here at 6 p.m. We're just waiting on our other entree to come in. That should be in here a little, I'm guessing, shortly?
Yes, it should be here shortly.
So tonight is expected to be very busy.
Yes, I hope so.
You hope so. What is it like behind the kitchen, having to ensure that every plate is cooked to perfection?
It's
pressure.
Yes, it's pressure. It's intense, quick driving, high pressure. And like the saying goes, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
You have to stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what drives you to this field as well, right?
Yes.
Like the pressure behind it.
Yes.
You're drawn to it.
Yes. For me, or most other chefs, we work best under pressure. If we have time to plan, everything is going to be intricate, but still at the same time, at the very last minute, we can put out some of our greatest work.
I want you to keep it up and keep me working under this pressure. Okay? If you keep working under this pressure, my brother, we can be all right.
I'll try my best.
What would you consider one of your greatest creations to date?
Well, again, with the new menu launch, my favorite dish on this menu would be the pork belly grill as an appetizer, and for the entree, it would be, I would say, crispy skin salmon, because the inspiration from that came from fish and grits.
And how is your griot different from that of, let's say, the Haitian community? Is it any different, or is it similar? Do you have the pickles and all of that, or?
Yes, we have the pickles. I try to stay as true
to the culture.
To the culture. So we have the pork belly, we marinated, we steamed it off, we fried crisp. We have the traditional pickles on top, and at the bottom we garnish it with a plantain puree.
Absolutely amazing. So what do we have here?
This is strawberry lychee, watermelon lychee.
And these are some of the drinks especially designed for Valentine's night.
This is the strawberry Hennessy.
Okay, I'm not trying that strawberry Hennessy, Ricardo.
Locked and loaded.
Very good. Now, the mixologist would be responsible for creating these drinks.
Yes.
This is really good. It's a nice watermelon taste. You can taste the citrus in it. Rick, let me try this one. Very good. Very good. I know we have to wrap up in just a few minutes, so we've tried so far. The first dish would have been the soup.
Yes.
That is called the
roasted red pepper and tomato bisque. And the salad you have here is our roasted beet and goat cheese salad.
Okay. What is next up on the menu?
Well, they should have it out in a few minutes. We'll have our pan-roasted sea bass with asparagus risotto, beef puree, and roasted beef as a garnish. And then the surf and turf, grilled rack of lamb, roasted broiled lobster tail with potato au gratin.
Okay.
And seafood.
And I see that is coming out in just a few minutes. We will also be entertained by a local young band that is called the Bliss Band. And this will be our final course for this segment just before we wrap up. And I'm guessing that will be coming out shortly. I'm telling you, Rick is enjoying himself too much.
My strawberry?
I see it. Judith will be much better without it, trust me. Oh, you can just bring it on. So we're being asked by the food and beverage manager who wants the rack of lamb, who wants the fish. Listen, just bring it on.
Chilean sea bass.
Chilean sea bass. Okay. This is our final dish, and I just want to say to our audience, I know what you're saying right now. You wish you were here to taste it, but you can come to Resorts World Bimini. We promise you that the chef is going to take care of you, the sous chef, as well as the food and beverage manager, William Martinborough, and then you'll firstly be greeted by Jeremy Johnson and the team at the front desk operations. If you've not been to Bimini, trust me, you do not know what you are missing. Moving on to our final dish. Which one you want, Rick?
Which one?
It's okay. So you want the rack of lamb.
There you go.
Describe for me what it is that we have
What you
here.
have in front of you is our pan-roasted Chilean sea bass with our asparagus risotto with a golden beet puree inside of it. And underneath we have a red beet puree to give it some color. And to garnish we have some roasted cherry tomatoes and ricotta. The star of the day, the rack of lamb, broiled lobster tail in the form of medallions, potato au gratin, and nice seasonal vegetables.
Okay, we're going in. It's good. And I'm not allowing him to take this one away. I'm going to finish this. This is absolutely delicious. So you have a 4 or 5 course meal for tonight?
Yes.
5 course?
Yes, we have the appetizer, the salad, the soup. Then we have a sorbet, a palate cleanser in between. And you have the entrees, and we'll finish off with the desserts.
Absolutely. This is perfection. This is good. Do you need a professional test taster?
I can always use that, Sean.
You don't have to pay me. I will work for free.
You can always use the help in the kitchen.
Thank you so much for this wonderful experience. We'll be back tonight. We're going to try the pork Rio tonight. Rick, give me a piece of your rock of lamb, man. Don't be mean. Thank you. That is going to end this segment of the Valentine's dinner here at Resorts World Bimini. If you are in Bimini, we invite you to come on down. Do you have to make reservations or can you just come?
Reservations are recommended, but we also do walk-ins.
Awesome. There you have it. And that is going to do it for us, our special show. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. We end now with a couple minutes from the local band that was started by a young and an amazing young man. We hope to have his feature story in a later newscast. But this band is called the Bliss Band. We hope that you enjoy. Have a great one, everyone.
here at the Dixon Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down big waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In a replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
It's a joy, to help someone who is in need,
I'm proud to know that we are able to accommodate them with a hot meal, fresh meal, and a well-balanced meal.
A lot of our clients, as you know, it's in the inner city and persons who really and truly have so much at a loss. And for whatever reason, 2 months, 3 months, they really don't have anything.
You have to have some kind of kindness to do this.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun.
Many of you don't know slavery firsthand, but I remember. I've heard their groans, seen their tears. We can't just wait for war. I'm Harriet Tubman, and I would give every last drop of blood in my veins to free them. When trouble comes, you'll be ready. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Go wherever I gotta go. Till this monster called slavery is dead. Liberty or death.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
The Bahamas is known for its clear, pristine waters and rich marine resources that benefit Bahamians economically and sustains their cultural traditions. For generations, Bahamians have enjoyed the scrumptious taste of snappers, quain cod, grouper, and spiny lobster. Marine species such as the spiny lobster is one of the most profitable marine resources in the country, making the Bahamas one of the leading exporters of lobster tails worldwide and supports a lucrative fishing industry, providing jobs for more than 9,000 Bahamian fishermen.
I was a fisherman from 32 years, got started right out of high school.
I've been a fisherman for the past 25 to 30 years, and the fishing has supported my family wholly and solely over that period. The main catch that we have been fishing for over the past years has been lobster tail mainly, but there are some grouper fisheries also.
Though the lobster fishery seems stable, threats impacting this fishery still exist, including illegal harvesting of undersized lobsters and harvesting during the close season.
The lobster population now, from when I started fishing and how it is now, it's decreased, I guess I can say about half.
The lobster population has decreased over the past 10 years due to foreign fishing and the taking of under juvenile tails.
Crawfish are bread and butter. Leave the small crawfish alone. Leave the spawn crawfish, throw them back in the water so they can have young. And for the Bahamian public, please don't buy small crawfish from fishermen.
I would like to ask all the fishermen in the Bahamas to come together as one so that we can combat the foreign poaching, so that we can come together and create sustainability. We need to leave the juveniles, but everybody needs to do it together. There's no one community that can do it on their own. Everybody needs to kind of play a part in it.
Recognizing this growing threat to lobster populations, groups such as the Department of Marine Resources, the Bahamas Marine Exporters, the Nature Conservancy, World Wildlife Fund, and other conservation NGOs and fishermen have been working together to execute a lobster fishery improvement project.
The Bahamas Lobster Fishery Improvement Project involves working with the government, fishermen, marine exporters, and conservation groups to advance the Bahamian lobster fishery toward meeting international sustainable fisheries standards and improving management of the lobster fishery. I would like to encourage all Bahamian stakeholders to promote and support legal harvesting and purchasing of lobsters. If we expect to benefit from our marine resources well into the future, we must take action now and make the necessary changes to protect our way of life.
The Fishery Improvement Project can only be successfully achieved with the involvement of all stakeholders, including fishermen, NGOs, marine exporters, the government, and community members. Improving management of this fishery allows the Bahamas an opportunity to attain seafood certifications that are well recognized globally, maintaining and attracting new customers to the country.
The Marine Stewardship Council, also known as MSC, for example, is an international seafood certifying body. They use an eco-label to acknowledge and reward sustainable fishing practices, encourage persons to make good choices when buying seafood, and work with stakeholders to create a sustainable seafood market.
The value of the MSC certification to the Bahamas monetarily is probably in excess of $30 million a year for lobster tails. The MSC will also help us maintain our customers in the European Union and also open new markets for us in the European Union as more and more customers are demanding MSC certified products. I think all Bahamians should support the Fisheries Improvement Project and the MSC process, as it will help the Bahamas maintain its markets in the European Union for lobster tails, and also it helps to strengthen the management process for our fisheries.
Welcome to a world of art, a world of entertainment, and a kaleidoscope of cultural expression. It's a new season of A&E Showcase. Allow us to take you on a journey and introduce you to the talented artists, musicians, and creatives who share their incredible stories. A&E Showcase. Watch it on the ZNS Network this fall.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy. And I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
Immediate Response went to New York, Houston, and then to Atlanta to locate, celebrate, and feature outstanding Bahamians making waves throughout the USA. In February, Immediate Response flies across the pond to broadcast live from Grand Ole London. Join the ZNS radio and TV network as we interview Bahamian movers and shakers in and around Great Britain as Immediate Response continues spanning the globe, identifying standout Bahamians making their mark internationally. For more information on how you can be a part of the Immediate Response Global Series, call 502-3800 or email phoenixinstitute@gmail.com.
Sponsored by Fidelity Bank Bahamas Limited, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Ministry of Tourism, Checkers Cafe, the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, Bahamas Retina and Eye Care Services, Bahamas Harvest Church, the Bahamas Development Bank, Battery and Tire Specialists, AFD Management, Tiki Bikini Hut, the Financial Intelligence Unit, Javon Medical Center, Cafe Channing Noel, and by Art Development.
Join us for the rebroadcast of the 2024 Anthony Huck Williams Jr. Junkanoo Parade, Saturday, February 17th at 1 p.m.
Join us on Caribbean Medical TV as we discuss a topic close to the heart of our Caribbean people and hear the experiences from the leading experts in the region about heart disease, the major contributing factors, what to look for, and why we are seeing heart attacks in younger men and women. Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
Hugh Campbell basketball, NBA prospect VJ Edgecombe, sports from the north, and fitness tips. All that in this week's edition of Time Out with your host, Charles Fisher. Tune in this Wednesday, February 14th at 2 p.m. on the ZNet Television Network with a rebroadcast on Friday, February 16th at 9 a.m.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. The final word. I am Ortlin H. Bodie,
or Bodai Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about 5 or 6 points for the day. We had a monologue about the opening of the show, and we thank you for your patience. The Prime Minister, our beloved leader, for some of us, of course, bill of fire and cuss him out every day, even if it's Valentine, but our beloved leader, to some of us Bahamians, has said that the media needs to keep the sensationalization of the numbers of alleged homicides off the front page. Now, the opposition has jumped on that to label the Prime Minister as being dictatorial, to suggest that the newspapers need to be more tempered with their headline stories. Now, ladies, in a democracy where we have the free press, we can't really, no government, PLP or FNM, can really muzzle or appear to muzzle the press. But the blame for the sensational headlines must lie within the wider society. It cannot just lie on the press. The press job is to sell the press. And if you have a sensational story on the headlines of your newspaper or your broadcast, you're going to attract the attention of the listening and viewing audiences. And of course, if you have a good market where you attract a large crowd, you're going to have some good potential advertisers on your particular program. So it's an incestuous relationship where the press wins, the marketing people win, the government in most cases could win, and even the opposition with sensible programs, everybody could win. But whether or not the press is over-sensationalizing crime in this country, I've said it before, that I personally believe that too many of our people in the press tend to cry wolf. They tend to announce the bad news without even saying what the good news is. The bad news is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we simply have too many alleged homicides. There are simply too many Bahamians killing up other Bahamians. You don't hear many things, thank God, about Bahamians killing foreign people. We may have 1 or 2 alleged instances over the years, especially in the Family Islands, alleged sexual offenses and then a murder to cover it up. But generally speaking, you do not hear about murders being committed by Bahamians on foreign people, or even being committed by Bahamians on regular Bahamian people. When I say regular, the average Bahamian person going about his or her business. You go to work, you go to lunch, you knock off, you go to the food store, you go to the service station, you may stop, get some libations, and head home. You ain't getting killed up. It don't happen like that. But if you are involved in the illegal underground activities, you are a gun runner, you're trafficking man, woman, boy, and girl, you're trafficking for sexual purposes in most cases, or you're involved in the illegal, or not illegal, because all drugs are illegal, you're involved in the drug trade, and you thief somebody's stash, or you intrude on what they call their turf, you could get do-in. And when I say do-in, I'm talking about a fatal do-in. You could get killed. And we seem to be up an alarm about, murder out of control. Not murder, crime. Crime is not out of control. And if you believe that it is, give me a call, 325-5403, 325-5404, 325-5405, or send me, for some reason I can see better without these spectacles close up, but give me a WhatsApp or text at 357-9417. What is on your mind? Is crime out of control? Is the Prime Minister right to say that the press needs to be more circumspect in their headline stories? I love the Prime Minister. He is a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, a defrock lawyer. I have had more criminal experience or defense experience than all of them lawyers at the bar or in cabinet right now today, all of them. And while I understand the sentiments of the Prime Minister about the sensationalization of headlines, that is the way it is. Now, what the PLP, and I'm not one of their advisors on crime. In fact, I'm taking very seriously about applying to the Ministry of National Security to become or be appointed or be hired as a consultant as one of their crime, what they call it, whatever they be, the person who intervene in criminal behavior. I won't be one of them because there's nobody with more experience than me as a criminal defense attorney. I would have represented 80 or more % of the person charged over a number of years for homicides. I would have represented almost everybody charged with rape and got them all off except one man. One man I got off. Everybody else, I mean, I didn't get off because he was guilty of sin. But now he has a prominent position in society. I'm happy for him. He may have changed his ways. I hope he did, but I don't judge nobody because I don't want nobody to judge me. But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, that love is the key. And everybody around here on Saturday go to church, Seventh-day Adventists or seven-day persons who observe the 7th day, or on a Sunday, which is the first day of the week, the Monday, and lifting up holy hands and say this and that, oh, we love the Lord. But the Lord asks you all hypocrites. And I thank God it wasn't me asking you all hypocrites, because y'all would lie to me. God asks you all people, how could you love me, meaning God, who you only never see before, who you only never even know? If you all see God as big as this studio right now here at the Broadcasting Corporation, many of you wouldn't know, or you don't want to know that that is God. But you lift up holy hand and say, love you, Lord, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You do a little jig, da-da-da. You're speaking some gibberish, say that's tongues you're speaking in. You're talking gibberish. And then people look at you and say, oh, that's a Holy Ghost one. You ain't no Holy Ghost. You are pretending. You're fooling yourself. And you're trying to fool other people. But ladies and gentlemen, God asked the question, not Otland H. Bodai Jr. God asks all y'all. And none of y'all, man, woman, or boy or girl, to answer God that question yet. How could you love me, whom you have never seen, and your brother and your sister, your son, your daughter, your cat, your dog, the rat, the lizard, and all them things? Call on the line. Good afternoon.
Otland H. Bodie Jr.
That's me. How you doing?
I agree with everything you say, Mr. Bodie. Everything you say.
You're a smart man. You're no fool.
I didn't tell you. I was listening to you from the beginning. You was one of the best lawyers the Bahamas ever put out, Mr. Otland H. Bodie.
Well, God bless you. I get $10 for you, right?
Otland H. Bodie, I disagree with Mr. Prime Minister. I disagree with him.
What did he say that you don't like?
Yeah, he told me the press and things, but they're supposed to reveal. And that's his job to reveal everything that's happening in the country.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the job.
That's his job, so I don't know what's going on with it, man.
The Prime Minister and his government, all they need to do is get a better messaging. Crime is not out of control. Only them Negro fellas and some young ladies who are gang-related killing people,
Killing up one another.
Hey, me and you ain't getting killed?
No. They can't.
I know they ain't rape me. I don't know they can rape you, but they...
No, they're just doing it to one another. It's like a gang-related and
that's all it is.
Yeah. This one thief, the next one jog, the next one on a different thief. They will run the thief and thing. And
yes, that's all it is.
Simple, that's all it is. It's so simple.
And our parents and our guardians and some of our family members know who these criminals are, you know.
Yes, sir.
They live right in their homes with them.
There's hide the guns for them.
That's what I'm talking about. So, I met a gentleman, I met a man about a couple months back. Mm-hmm. He is in a profession, not a lawyer, but he's in a profession. And the police happened to execute a search warrant on his home. And in his bedroom, they found a firearm, not no handgun, not no shotgun that you may get license for, a handgun with ammunition and a quantity of marijuana in his house, in his room. And you know, this man here have not yet been brought to trial because of who you know and who you might be.
See, Mr. Bodie, the biggest part in this and thing, the man I saying that they making peace with the criminals. How could you make?
Well, they say they want to sit down and talk with these criminals. They know who the criminals are, but why you want to talk to man who raping up my daughter?
But that's kind of sight that is.
You got to be a little half crazy.
I see it, Mr. Bodie. I think they need you back and thing. I
don't want to go back to no bar. I think
not send the bar.
What they need to do is hire me as what they get them other people. What they call crime consultants. Eh?
Yeah. Hire you for that.
Yeah, they hire me for that. I'll wait for half price.
Because the other fellas, I know what they do. I know they dealing with.
They don't know nothing about nothing.
The other fellas, I ain't call no name, but the other fellas, I know.
Don't call no name and carry no blame.
No, the other fellas, I don't know.
Now listen, how you showing your love today?
Oh, Mr. Bodie, I in trouble.
You in trouble?
Yeah, in trouble, Mr. Bodie.
Why?
I ain't give the woman nothing.
You ain't give her nothing?
I had no money. No money. You know,
well, no, let's say now,
like
I don't want to be funny, right?
Uh-huh.
But if she give you nothing this evening, how you can feel?
I take matters in my own hand.
You want to go to jail for raping?
No, I say take matters in my own hand.
That means you want to force the woman to give you ackee and cod fish.
So, Bodie, I say I take matters in my own hand. She don't give me none.
What that means?
Huh? I do the other thing.
You mean you get caught in your hand again?
Yeah.
Man, get from around here. I love you. Happy Valentine.
Yeah, you too, Mr. Bodie.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, so you'll take matters in his own hand. Well, that's the best place to put it, in your own hand. Call on the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bodie. How you doing?
Man, I so good, I scared.
Thank God for life, eh?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Valentine, what I see with Valentine, logically speaking, Valentine is real love. We have to show real love to one another, especially girlfriend, boyfriend, husband or wife. We have to understand, well, if I don't have it, you understand I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's what causing these young fellas to go thieving now.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they know how the young ladies are. Some of them,
Mm-hmm.
some of them, if they don't have it, some of them don't even work. And if they doesn't have it to give their lady, sure you wrote the note.
They're gonna go thief it.
That's right. They go want to steal it. What you cannot afford, do without it.
Well, you know, caller, love should not be represented by only Valentine's Day. I love my wife 24/7, 365 days a week. Now there are times you get a little ticked off with her, or she get ticked off with me. But I love the dirt my wife walk on. Not to say worship her, but I love my wife.
See, we should do wait till Valentine come to show love to one another.
No.
We're supposed to show love every day.
Yes, ma'am. It ain't easy now.
So when time comes for Valentine, we don't have to, feel it that much.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We have to realize too, say, well, and, I can't afford it this time. We have our bills to pay, but next time.
Well, like I say, love has no price. It ain't matter me giving you $1,000 or $10. I just will give you a hug and give you a sloppy kiss and say I love you. I might give you something else, but I can't say it on the radio. But it ain't cost me no cash money.
See, some of us